Okay, so some of you have been asking me, how did I get so rich? uh, yeah, I'm actually second on the Baltop now, which is slash BALTOP. As you can see, only this almost $6 million monstrosity is ahead of me, but I'm not even a member, and yet I seem to have unlimited money. Why is that? Mostly because I do have unlimited money. I will explain it best I can. Best thing I can tell you is, first of all, you're going to need a couple of villagers because of my dog is packing up a lung back there. Either way, the dog is not what I'm talking about. The villagers have to breed. If you don't know how to breed villagers, then I advise you do some research on that. But the short answer is that sunlight needs to hit one side of a door. I do have, let's see, I don't remember how many doors it is up there, but it is a ton of doors up there at the top. Out of reach of them, thank goodness, because I don't think I could take the noise of them opening and closing doors nonstop, as well as making all that noise all day, every day. Either way, so it stops at 60 villagers. I do that because if you set up an infinite breeder, that's kind of rude because that can lag the server. 60 probably does its, share of lag for sure, but it's way less than infinite. So keep that in mind. But either way, so yes, the villagers, they're the important part. There are non-stop villagers all the time. But what really makes this work is, and if anybody watches Doc, you already know about perfect villagers and all that sort of stuff. Ooh, that was a misfire right there, and that happens. This is not. It's almost impossible to make 100% efficient. I did see a design very recently that uses kind of a circular design that seems to make sure that it does pretty well efficient wise. There was just a harvest a minute ago, but as you can see, a lot of these are already starting to grow back. They will. They are set up with this timer here, which I have these blocks pulled out so I can show you. This is a 5-minute timer, and this is set up in such a way that every 5 minutes it sends this pulse, and where this little pulse goes is not only back behind. Well, it's probably easiest to, and I'm kind of running all over the place trying to make this work, but there is a line that powers this rail right here, which sends this bad boy down the road, as well as pops out from underneath this wall here, which powers this, which powers everything. And thanks to all the repeaters, this is just to make sure that I can put a repeater down but still power these and still, well, it's a bit of an annoyance, but it's fixed. Anyways, the line goes all the way through here, powers all of this, and so anyways, yeah, it powers here, goes all the way through, fires all of these pistons, and which falls into all the hoppers. Can you use water streams? Yes and no. The thing is that the water streams are very glitchy. It's also the same reason that I know that if you cut a sugar cane in the middle, then both fall. Yes, but if you do that, that top one falls on top of the piston board or whatever's pushing it, and then it falls straight down and it ends up on the dirt, and it doesn't actually go into the hopper. So this is to help with maximum efficiency. This thing is still not completely efficient because sometimes it decides that, well, there you go, prime example. We just saw it fire, and yeah, these are all done. But either way, this is right in those cracks. Sometimes a sugar cane will fall, and there's not a lot you can do about it. And still, sometimes it will bounce back and hit on the dirt, and but it's mostly efficient. It's extremely efficient, but it's not 100%. Though there is that circular design, which is very interesting. which might be what I build next time. But either way, you see the little cart. It's on its adventure. What it does is it stops at all these little places. As you can see, these lights still on, which means there's more, which means that the cart came, emptied the hopper, and then it left, and then some more sugarcane worked its way down the hopper. Not a big deal. The very next time it fires, it will pick these up. It missed these 9. But here in 5 minutes, and I can push the 5-minute timer to be now. I can pop that. Oh, so many pistons, so much redstone, so many hoppers, it creates a little lag. But either way, you see it picked up those, and then it did it again, where now it's got 2 in it. And yeah, it emptied that one, and see that one, it left some in. So it's not a big deal though, because it gets them all in the next pass, and then there's always going to be a few that are still lingering in. But what it does is that it will refill the timer, which keeps the 5-minute timer ticking. And what it is, there's a pressure plate under there, like I said, and it controls this, which fires this and sends a pulse out. It works out pretty well, and it makes sure to always have the 5-minute timer running, because I'm using the decay of items as the timer, which is on 5 minutes. So you have to be very careful, to keep that full, because it will eventually run out. So what it does is that it picks up all the sugarcane, and then it drops off a couple there. So as long as it drops off, 2 to 3 every time, and only uses 1 per go, it will always have some in there. One other thing I realized that I forgot to mention is that this is a smart rail and a smart loader. You see that track is off, and it's powered to come down and head this way, as long as there are items in here. But the moment I take these items out, this power will hit this rail, and it will turn this track to go this way. So I'll just grab these for the demonstration. And you see, powered rail turns that way. When there's stuff in this, turns off that, goes this way. This is a smart little design. This comparator goes down and runs the redstone for that. That way, it only will go in, stop until unloading, and then it will go, and that way it doesn't just grab a few, it tries to unload. Now, of course, it does still have if there's a sugarcane way back in that farthest hopper, and it shows up, and it empties the hopper, and it'll leave, and then the sugarcane shows up, which is probably where these 12 came from, it will grab them. But I mean, as it finishes emptying at that time, it'll happen again where there'll be some way back there. So it typically actually brings a combination of the close ones and last harvest's farther ones, and continues to do that over and over. And eventually they all get in the chest, but that is the way that works, because there's just enough hoppers that it actually takes a while to make it down the road. So what do you do with all this sugarcane? Well, the sugarcane we turn into paper, and I think I've even got some over here, yeah. And just to show you what this is, and I actually shot a video of myself making a ton of money this morning. So it's that simple, and I will now, and as you can see, what you're going to see in the video is that it shows up even though it's on the first trade. I don't know if that's because it's just the last trade or exactly what, but it's been a weird glitch that if you no matter where you put this paper in, as long as it's the first one or the last one, it seems to accept that that's the trade. But the good news is that because it's the very last trade, eventually he will lock it, and I don't know if I have enough on me for him to lock it. I mean, it is kind of random. Let's see if he'll lock the trade. Yeah, see, he won't let me make this last trade. But because this is the very last trade, this is one of those perfect villagers that Doc's always trying for. He will make the little animation, and we can go back, and guess what? It's still available for trading. So it doesn't cost any emeralds to keep the trades open. And what I can do, I don't even need diamonds anymore, because I can now trade my emeralds in for diamond equipment and armor, all the tools, even diamond hoes if you want to do some serious gardening. It's all available, and it's for emeralds, which I now have unlimited of. But the other thing that I can do with these emeralds is sell them. So, let's sell what I got on me here. Bam, that's 32 grand. That's simple right there. Either way, so here's a clip in of that video of me making lots and lots of emeralds with money. So yeah, it's as simple as that. The only other thing I will add to is kind of an update of my base for those who might be curious. I see Dale is down in his room. Now we got a little bit down here, rooms, Miami's place, Dale's place. This was Byron Ruse's room, but he wanted to go somewhere different. Let's see. Oh, I missed the. Uh-oh, I'm having ladder technical difficulties here. Okay, I don't know what just happened. Either way, so I got my smelting room, which just this is full of coal, which actually that's chest back there is pretty much full of coal, and that chest back there is pretty much full of coal. But they keep all these filled at all times. As I find more coal, I just dump it in there. I've got my personal storage room here, which has got, you know, random things and nothing here, clay blocks and saddles and mossy cobble, which I actually have a villager that gives me infinite saddles too for emeralds. So I got all the saddles I want. And let's see, I've got the tree farms, which is nothing new, just for when I have to go get some more wood. I've also got the spruce back here because I wanted to make the villager booth out of spruce on the top. My room, nothing special, but it's got my dog, it's got some books, it's got my bed. Not much to it. Level 30 enchanter, level 1 through 8 enchanter, a few anvils, my ender chest. I only keep a stack of diamonds on me because I really just don't need them at all anymore. That's all the iron, that's why I'm selling iron. I don't have max gold for me yet, so I'm not selling my gold yet. I'm still stacking that. Redstone, I got kind of low on because of a few redstone projects, mostly that sugarcane farm. So I want to make this look like the iron. 64 stacks of blocks and 64 here, and I keep a stack of emeralds on me in case I need to replace any of my equipment without having to wait on the sugarcane farm in case I've just sold it or something. We got all the semi-auto farms, which is the potatoes and the wheat and the pumpkins. You don't have to chop them up, which saves some time. And the melons. Once again, just saving time. Cocoa beans, which I hate you have to replant these because they are, yeah, come on. But you get half a stack per harvest. I mean, how much of this do you really need? Yeah, simple as that. I'm gonna grab a potato over here for. Oh, we're almost out of potatoes. Let's actually harvest the potatoes. And it's that simple. And then what you do is it takes a stack to replant. Typically this is full, but apparently somebody must have sold potatoes recently or something. Though funny enough, if you don't know, poisoned potatoes are $5 a piece. So get your poisoned potatoes. Let's see, so let's replant this. So it's that simple. We'll take this potato. Actually, I ended up with 2 potatoes. We will take a potato for the road for something I'm going to show you here in a moment. Carrots, same way. This is completely automatic. This, before the economy was set up, it wasn't something that we needed a lot of cactus. But considering you can sell everything now, we just leave it on auto all the time. Before, it was kind of like whenever we wanted to harvest, I could do that, which would cause them to bounce into the water and then blah blah blah. But now with the economy in place, we just leave that on all the time. We got the mushroom farm, which not really using mushrooms for anything, but it's nice to have the farms. And this is the auto grower. Just put whatever you want there, and it bone meals the hell out of it. With my skeleton spawner, it makes it pretty easy. Not much to it, but it will keep you in potatoes or wheat or anything that you need, which is good. If you're down to low amount and you need to have some real quick, it's a nice little thing. I mean, we use the wheat for breeding cows and that sort of stuff, so usually this is full, but for instance, if I needed to breed a bunch of cows now and I needed more than, say, this harvest, then it'd be very simple to hit the button and do all that. Sell those potatoes, even though I probably should throw them in the potato box since we're low. This is the cow farm. This is semi-automatic, is in needing to feed them, but the kill mechanism is automatic, which is very handy. Let's see what we got here. feed the cows, and then they fall into the water below. Well, man, I hate all the lag that comes from recording. But it's the only setup I got right now. But either way, so yeah, there's a lot of cows in here, and they make the babies, and might even be more to feed, but I'm tired of running in a circle there while I'm showing you. But yeah, they make the babies, and then when they grow up, they suffocate. If they grow up when you're not in the chunk, you can do that, which will crush them. The experience, funny enough, will actually come out right here. Ow. I don't know why that is, but it does. The chicken farm, I recently emptied it because this thing gets to where, I think there was like 200 something chickens in there, and I don't want to pull a generic B and have like 1700 chickens or something. This thing works too well. My original plan was to fill up all these, and somebody keeps selling the eggs, but my original plan was to fill up all these and then turn it off and not have to have it run anymore. But ever since we've had the economy, people continuously are selling these, so it never gets full, so it's always running. This is a string farm, and right now it looks ugly because this is kind of the project that I've been looking at doing next, is making this kind of a neater little area. And right now this isn't a very safe drop because there's bricks right underneath. It used to be all water right there. So yeah, cut to the top here. This is the automatic string farm. Yeah, a few stacks of string here if anybody needs it. You do sometimes lose string to the cactus. You know, it's really not that big of an issue that we needed to do anything else. It's not like we need a bunch of string. Yeah, there goes a couple. But fairly simple. You know, not much to it. Hopefully this is not going to be trouble because I'm working on this area, and this used to be water right here, but it's now stone, which could end in the demise of somebody not paying attention. But anyway, this is just an auto destroy. I'll put a pumpkin in here, and yeah, it just fires it into that lava, and it only runs when there's an item in that chest. So that works pretty well. This is a squid farm. It's, you know, it's slow, but it's steady. It works. Like, I come over here and pull maybe 2-3 out a day on average. It's not like we need a lot of ink sacs, but when we were doing a lot of trading, it was nice to have a few without having to go squid hunting every time. Which I showed this room already, of course, but that's a possible new priest there if his trades don't suck. This guy trades all these, so we get unlimited of those. That saddles, and we can get emeralds for these things. And considering we have fishing spots, wheat farms, wool, and chicken farms, it's free emeralds if we want them. This is the fishing room. Not much to it other than it looks really cool. The little spot over here will let you use a fishing rod to and you can fish non-stop, which is kind of cool. You know, you can just hold the button and you will eventually get fish from it. You know, we used it for, really, to be honest, we used it for a few trades on a villager, but we really didn't need it. Of course, this says VorShot's base because it's amazing, and it was funny to put there. This is our kind of group storage, wherever we want to put. You know, we got a bunch of crap. What ifs? Just a few things here. Oh, and I guess while I'm here, let me throw this in there, because that is officially dying. This is the room we just finished, which is the sheep of every color. Just pretty cool. Whenever we want to get a certain color, for instance, some of these down here don't have a lot of extra, so let's use it. got a stack. Let's do this one. Yeah, it's only got one. So, for instance, you take the shears and you stand on any of these pressure plates, which pushes the sheep down, and that will also push it straight up to that fence, which means that you'll be able to pick it up just by being close to the fence. And they can't get out, and you know the grass always grows back. It's fairly simple. It works really well. I mean, it's not for high yield. If it was, you'd want a lot more sheep in a bigger situation. But yeah, as you can see, they grow them back pretty quick. So yeah, all these work. Every bit of these. This is where a lot of my redstone went. It's getting all this set up. But yeah, they all work the same way, and it's a lot easier to handle, which I'm pretty happy with that room. It's it's not like a complicated room, but I think it's cool. Still got the skeleton farm, which, you know, if you haven't seen the old skeleton farm, which was just like one narrow hallway up to this thing, this is like such a much better looking room and everything. It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, this is a skeleton spawner. This is to make sure they don't knock you out, because occasionally, ever since the skeletons got stronger, they are able to knock you out of their little spot, which is not very nice. We've of course just put all the drops that these guys have in all the different chests. Not much to it. And I've got, this used to be where we covered our sheep right here, which this isn't accurate anymore. But we used to keep all the sheep of all the colors here until we got the sheep room built. We don't really even need that anymore. But we've still got we've got a few horses down here, an iron golem randomly that Miami decided needed to live down here. Those are 2 slime chunks there. If I decided I ever wanted to make a bigger slime farm, which I probably won't, because this works very efficiently. This is a very large slime farm. It's got several levels, and they jump and fall down in the water, which then pushes them down to this guy, who then beats them up and turns them into slime balls. It works very well. It's made more slime balls than I've ever needed. I find slimes everywhere in my base now because it just seems to be the thing, and I don't even take the effort to bring them down here because I'm just swimming in slime balls now. So, just a little pig farm. Nothing automatic about it. It's probably the least like redstone intensive thing here. It is just a small carrot farm with some pigs, and that was mostly just for some trades with villagers. Not much to it. And of course, if you notice this right here, in case you need any of the mycelium or whatever it's called, and of course I pull my grass blocks from here when I need 1 or 2. You know, just something to as you need it. This was a big dark room that I was using at one point to try to find zombie villagers. It was not working very well. This is my strip mine, which I need to close this one up because that one is done. But yeah, strip mine, which, you know, I really only used mainly in the beginning. I've got all the stuff I need, and now that my base produces everything, I rarely need it at all. But it was handy to have in the beginning, and I'm doing it a little bit now because, like I said, I use so much redstone. I thought I would go down and fill back up on that. So, either way, that is the tour of my base and how I get rich. If you wanted to ask a question about it or whatever, you're certainly welcome to. I don't know what the next project is on here, if there is one. I've got some other things that I plan to do. But either way, thanks for taking the time, and I'll see you later.